Well, looky there. Welcome back
Welcome back.
to another episode of Under the Influence Podcast.
Episode 188.
188. We
188.
appreciate y'all riding with us on our little hiatus.
Yeah, man.
Niggas had to get their health back in order.
Yeah, because that little cold I caught was nasty.
Nasty work.
I lost my voice for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of getting back.
Yeah. We appreciate y'all riding with us on the off time, though. We see them views.
The views and got up there. Thank you.
Y'all must have missed us. Y'all went back and watched the old pods. We appreciate that.
Yeah, leave some comments. Some somethings.
Tell niggas we said hello.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Shit. That right there, but whatever. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm here. I feel a lot better. I can smell again. I can taste again.
Good job.
I can talk again.
All right, perfect.
I'm doing good.
Likewise, man. I'm chilling with
hungry
you.
than a motherfucker right
Yeah,
now.
you too?
I'm hungry than a bitch.
I went in there and drank like 3 glasses of water just to trick myself real quick so I could get this done. I didn't have nothing quick to snack on. Everything I gotta cook it. So that shit gotta wait till we get done recording.
I didn't feel like cooking tonight.
Yeah. No, we cooking tonight, just not food. You got any RIPs?
I should, but I don't.
Me
Actually, I did forget to mention one, but I don't remember his name. I don't think I wrote it down last time he was here. It was the, you ever watch Space Ghost, Coast to Coast? Or Space Ghost and Period on Adult Swim?
No. Yes.
The voice of Space Ghost died.
Okay.
I can't remember his name. But, yeah, that's the only one I had.
One nigga, Philip, died too from making the band.
Who?
The
young nigga from Miami?
No. Not Fred.
Oh, I just heard F. I forgot his name.
He was one of the execs that was kind of in charge of it. He worked for Bad Boy, but he was on all the seasons.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the bald head nigga named Phil. He's been in the music industry for a long time, so everybody's, rest in peace to him.
Well, R.I.P.
R.I.P. to him. I do got nobody famous, but I'll go ahead and say this one while we're here. R.I.P. to these babies. And prayers to the rest of them. 4 dead after car crashes into Illinois after school camp. Several more injured. So I'll just go ahead and throw them in the RIP.
And wasn't that they was driven by a teenager, wasn't it?
No.
No?
44.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's a whole different one.
Yeah, but it's about the same.
Yeah, it's the same situation. Yeah. Tragedy struck in Illinois after school camp on Monday when a driver struck multiple children, leaving 4 dead. Illinois State Police identified Maria Akers as the driver involved in the crash. After school camp in Chapman, Illinois, Akers, 44, a Chapman resident, is not in custody at this time as the cause of the crash remains under investigation. The incident occurred around 3:20 p.m. when Akers' car veered off the road, crashing into a building housing the camp, located 11 minutes south of Springfield. The driver and sole occupant of the vehicle was uninjured and transported to an area hospital for evaluation. Toxicology reports are pending. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. The victim is identified by the police by the coroner as Catherine Corley, 7 years old. Alma Bernerkemp, 7 years old. Aisley Johnson, let me not mess these kids' names up. Aisley Johnson, 8 years old. And Riley Britton, 18 years old. It must have been like a supervisor, like
a helper.
Yeah. They were pronounced deceased at the scene from multiple blunt force injuries sustained in the accident. 6 additional children were injured, and with 1 remaining in critical condition.
Damn.
The tragic crash, reconstruction, patrol, crime scene service, and criminal all responded to the same. Yeah, they still are trying to decide if they're gonna lock her up because they don't know if it was
alcohol,
if it was just an accident
or a seizure.
Yeah, it could be any of that. Because I had a homegirl, rest in peace now, Cassandra. She had a seizure and tore up a bunch of shit. Ended up going off the road and flying out the windshield and breaking her back and a whole bunch of other. And that was probably like 8, 9 years ago. And she just passed from a seizure a few months ago.
Damn,
Fell and hit her head.
Oh.
Caught the corner or something and hit her shit and bled out. Yeah, so rest in peace to them children.
Yeah,
Prayers to the children that are still fighting for their life, and prayers to all the family on all ends.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's never.
Definitely.
That's a crazy situation, especially if it was like just an accident, like a blown tire or anything can happen.
Yeah, just like what they did in I don't got that down because I don't really have the specifics on it. But what happened in I want to say Guyana or Ghana, where this little girl, I think she was like 10 or 11, was abducted, and the police they were in cahoots with the shit.
Oh no!
And they told the parents that she was somewhere else, but they ended up finding her in this hotel or whatever because somebody seen her walking through the hotel with somebody.
Some trafficking type shit.
Yeah, and when they went to go confront the people at the hotel and shit, they was like, we ain't seen her, this, that, the other. But then they found her floating in the pool, dead.
No.
So when they found her and got her body, recovered it, motherfuckers went back to the hotel and burnt that bitch to the ground and shit.
It's crazy.
So like I said, I don't got the specifics on it to say who and what. You know what I mean? I just know that that's some crazy shit that's been going on.
That trafficking shit is next level. Boy.
Hell yeah.
That shit next level, boy. And it's they ran amok.
Shit ran too
I know it's always been a thing, but it's like
it's a big thing.
thing.
Well, we're paying more attention to it.
As I said, I know it's always been a thing, but now it's like being more covered and more prevalent. And
I tell you what, this time when I went down to Houston, I wasn't getting as many Amber Alerts as I was when the first time I went down there. But I got some. You know what I'm saying? But not a lot.
It always takes me back to, especially what you talking about Texas, it takes me back to that story. That story just stays in my mind. It's so crazy. The one where they took that girl from the basketball game when she was there with her father.
Yeah.
They was at the Dallas Mavericks game.
Yeah, and took her all the way to Oklahoma.
Yeah. They found her on a back page ad in Oklahoma being prostituted out.
Yeah.
Like, I think within like 72 hours of abduction.
Within 3 days.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I mean, it just shows you how like quick and crazy and prayers that, I got all these daughters, bro. So stuff like that really,
yeah.
Like I know they be thinking I'm trying to like I try to give them leeway to let them grow up, but I also got to be protective. So I know they be kind of on me about having their locations on my phone and always know where they at. But like I tell them all the time, like, we can deal with a lot of stuff you got going on. I understand growing up. I just kind of didn't know y'all safe.
Right.
You ain't got to worry about me being mad at you at your little boyfriend house and whatever. Are you 18, 16, 17 years old? Like, I know what comes with this.
You ever teach them about second location? You ever heard of that?
What's that?
So, it's about, when people try to abduct kids or whatever, or females, but, kids in general. And the second location is where they torture them or do whatever else. So it's like, basically make it happen on the first location. Like the motherfucker trying to take you, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying?
Fight for your life.
Fight for your life.
Because you don't want to make it to that second location. Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen.
Fight for your life.
If you make it to the second location.
Yeah, fight for your life. But I've been putting my kids on that the whole time. Like, I remember when they was growing up, like they was like vigilant and like aware of like cars being parked too long. And remember one time they was at the park and they called me like, "Daddy, I need you to come over to the park. It's been a van. Like, I don't know if they working on this house, but they just sitting in this van.
Right.
And we don't want to." And I used to, because I remember I had to get on them real bad one time. I was sitting in the front yard chilling, and they left as a group. And my youngest daughter, who at the time might have been like 8 or 9, came around the corner by herself.
Oh no.
And I put her in the car and threw her. Well, first of all, what'd you come home for? I need to use the bathroom. I need to. Well, go in there and do that. Then I put her in the car, drove back around there to get and made everybody get in the car and come home. Like, what's wrong? If one leaves, y'all all leave.
Yeah.
If y'all gotta walk this child home so she can use the bathroom, that's what y'all do, and then y'all go back.
Right.
Cause if goddamn if something happened to this baby and I come talking about where your sister at, oh no, we just let her walk off. I only had to get on them one time. They understand. They understood and took heed. But man, that shit be so scary. Just worrying about the weirdos out here.
Weirdos, dog. Shit. Yeah, I never ran up on by some weirdos before.
Yeah, the weirdos.
I mean, we had to run. It was in Denver too.
For real?
Now, I don't know how L.A. or it was in Oakland.
Yeah.
But in Denver, like along the edges of the neighborhoods, because this bigger now, but they had ditches.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So one side of the street, and then it's the ditch, and then it's another side of the street. And each ditch to each neighborhood or each neighborhood let out, it would have like a little turnaround area, or so you could turn into the neighborhood or whatever. So me and my guy, we in the ditch playing right on our huffies and shit, you know, going up and down and shit, you know, trying to do little tricks and shit. And this car full of white boys, drop top, just stops at the little curb point. Hey guys, how you guys doing? See you on your bikes, you want to come and drive? Fuck no, we both took off and ran.
Yeah, what?
You know what I'm saying? Left our bikes there, we didn't give a fuck if they took our bikes or not. And shit.
I ain't never had no run-ins with no weirdos, Lord willing.
Ah, yeah.
But
shit, one of my
thank God.
one of my baby mama, one of her cousins was abducted from McDonald's right there on
For real?
38th and Keystone. They ended up finding him because his older brother remembered the license plate or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they found him with a little white man.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I was part of stopping an abduction or at least a graping or an SA or something.
Right.
I was walking in a girl randomly acting like I was her boyfriend.
Came grab your arm.
Yeah. I've been looking for you, baby. Like, and I was like, what the fuck? Then I turned and looked and saw some motherfuckers, some white boys following her.
Yeah.
And they said something. I was like, hey man, watch out, man. Like, you alright, baby? Like, and I grabbed her back and walked with her for a little bit. And after we got in the clear, she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm like, hey, be careful out here. Like, you need me to walk, you need me to make sure you get somewhere?
Right.
She's like, no, my car's right there. I was like, well, I'm gonna stay here and watch you get to your car. Like,
Yeah,
she showed did walk up. It was at it was Broadway, but it was the like the outskirts of Broadway. You know, like when you would go to Broadway, if you didn't get there early, you had to park in like a weird. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
And it's all dark and they don't got no street lights.
Yeah.
Especially back then, they didn't have no fucking
Yeah,
street
because this
lights.
was like, this is before I got put on house arrest. This is like 05, 06.
Oh, damn, yeah, they definitely didn't have no street lights.
Yeah.
They didn't have no garages and shit back then. Yeah, Barber used to be a free for all. If you was a robbing motherfucker.
Yeah. You can have a ball.
Was your free for all. Shit.
Because all like even like the parking spots that weren't in the neighborhood, like behind them clubs, it was all dark and
they real dark.
Yeah. If you didn't park in that Kroger parking lot right there next to
or on the side, by the church.
Yep. But yeah, she sure ran up on like, so I've been looking for you, baby. I told you to wait on me, and I'm like, wait, you know, in probably be a lot of weird shit going on
already.
So at first I'm like, man, what the fuck? And then I looked at her face and saw she was in
desperation.
She was in distress. And I saw them, and they was like following her on some looked all weird and glassy eyed, and man, what are y'all doing, man? Leave my girl alone, man.
They was on the hunt.
Yeah.
You caught them vampires.
She knew it too. She knew it.
She was the prey.
Yeah, because you got to think at that point in time, I did not look approachable. That's why I had all the hair, the jewelry, the tattoo. You know, I had no shirt on. Tattoos with a wife beater on and hair down, but she needed it.
I used to get weirdos today. Even when I was doing Uber shit, I used to have motherfucking golems hop up in the front seat, try to kiss me and shit.
Oh man,
you're like, damn, bitch, sit your ass back. And you don't really want to say shit because you don't want them to flip off on you.
Yeah,
and shit. I had this one man on the southwest side of Indianapolis. Nigga's name was Kelly.
Okay.
So the whole time I'm sitting behind this church with this one spotlight on it, looking for Kelly.
It's a nigga.
And out of the motherfucker just appeared at my window. I didn't see a motherfucker walk up, nothing. He just appeared.
He just floated to you.
He had a wig on, a corset, thigh highs with the little suspenders that connected.
And a dick.
Yeah, of course he had that. Because he had all the mustache and everything. He got in.
No.
He got in, so I'm over here, and he gets in. He's like this, looks out the window. I was like, "What's up, man? Hello, how you doing?" I said, "You know what? I'm about to address this right now. I don't got no problems with what you got going on.
Yeah.
I just need to know me and you gonna be cool. Cause I want to get you to where you gotta go.
Yeah. Are we all right?
Are we all right? Cause you freaking me the fuck out right now."
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, just go ahead and drive."
All right, buddy.
All right,
buddy.
That motherfucker got out 3 blocks later. Like, you could have walked this.
Nah.
But I think he was some like politician or something because he didn't want to show me his face at all.
Yeah.
He didn't want to show me his face.
He's probably into some shit. Well, not. Let me correct myself. I was about to say probably some shit he had no business doing, and as long as he wasn't doing nothing wrong, nobody had all the business in the world doing it. He just was probably ashamed of what he had going on,
or probably some ritual shit he had to go do.
Maybe
to make it to his next level.
Maybe.
I didn't care as long as he didn't do shit to me.
But since we on that, I don't know how I'm gonna correlate these, but you hear the latest Kanye West debacle?
What did he do? What other than the suit?
No, he's
KKK suit.
No. He's
What he did?
He's a fellatio master.
Huh?
He came.
Yeah, I know what fellatio is, but why are you saying that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you knew.
No, I don't know. What?
No. He came.
I watch a lot of YouTube, but I ain't heard shit about Kanye.
Oh, yeah. He came out and admitted that until the age of 14, he used to gobble his cousins.
Oh, he was molested? Oh, great.
No.
What?
Because he was older.
You said until he was 14?
Yeah, but he was still older than the cousin.
Oh, shut up.
I will not.
And
he put it in a song.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. On his latest album.
Yeah, I'm not a Kanye fan, so.
Yeah, Ye admits, neither am I. Ye admits to performing oral sex on his cousin on his new song. My name is Ye. This is lyrics from the song. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. The song is called Cousin, about my cousin that's locked up in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Jay, and I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14.
Okay. Wow, that's some news. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, why did he bring that up?
No clue. I think
his cousin's in jail for life, prison. Mm-hmm. Well, he better go in there and suck his cousin's dick. Because he's a quitter.
So I saw the photos. Now, to make light of this situation,
he might as well go give him a
Have you ever seen the picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin where he was drinking milk instead of beer, and he had like milk all over his face and his chest?
No.
So I don't remember what the reason was. I think somebody like poured it on him or something. But he's sitting there looking defeated, and his whole face is covered in milk in his chest, like somebody poured milk on him. And somebody put under that motherfucker Kanye West after leaving his cousin's house.
Gross.
Yeah, man.
So, well, he's like, what's that nigga? Well, no, he didn't get caught on the video. He just went and told.
He just told. He just randomly threw that out there.
I think he likes the wow factors.
I think Kanye lives under the rule of all press being good press.
Yeah, he does.
I think he honestly lives under that law.
That's
And
crazy.
I think he's insane.
Because I'm gonna need somebody else to come out and talk about that. One of his family members or something that's seen
Yeah.
it, that they had to have a walk-in.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
He didn't say nothing like that.
And how much younger is his cousin?
I think just like a couple years.
But still, couldn't that be? He's 14. Couldn't that be considered some type of?
Not now. Statute of limitations up on that.
They be going back getting everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
They need to go back and get Kanye, lock him up.
They can go back and get him severally. They can't get him.
Okay. Well, the cousin can't sue then, can he?
I don't think so.
He been Me Too, and now he's in jail being me forever.
Turn that nigga to a
That's just like
turn
these,
into a bowling ball.
but that's just like these niggas hanging out with I'm about to say Charleston White, Lord, Fleece Johnson.
Man, they did the 20 verse 1 with.
Come on, man! Like, why is these motherfuckers hanging with this nigga?
Yeah,
He's a known
but my thing
prison
is,
rapist.
like, I get the content and all that, but
I get the content
you
too.
niggas is playing a crazy game going in. One nigga asked him, "How do I avoid niggas like you if I end up in jail?"
You can't.
And he's just we told him, we said you can't. If we want it, we'll take it.
Why you sound just like it?
Cause I done watched a bunch of that. Cause he
See, I got the cringe in there. Why you sound like it?
That's the only good impression I got. That's a nasty impression to pull out, ain't it?
It felt so lifelike.
Motherfuckers, I can do this. I can do Bernie Mac. I can do Fleece Johnson. You know, the warrior.
And that's the thing. He's a warrior. He's a raping warrior.
Oh man,
And y'all want to be hanging out with this man? I can understand sitting down for some interviews, but we ain't about to do no 20 versus 1.
yeah, because I forgot that one interview he was doing with Buddy, and he kept like making advances to
Yes.
do it. He was like, "Bro, this is not that, my nigga. I'm just trying to interview you
Yeah.
because you
You're a
know."
nice looking man. And he came out, he was married, right?
Yeah.
He was like, I don't want no coochie. I want booty.
He said, that's fun. I like coochie, but I miss that booty.
My thing is, how did he ever have some coochie if he was locked up at 14?
He never did. It's probably his first go.
That's what I'm saying.
He probably got his first shot of it when he got out.
And it must not have been powerful enough because he still wants booty.
Miss that booty.
He wants man's butt.
Ugh. All right. Hey, that's enough of that.
These niggas hanging with him though, man.
That's
I just
enough
had to
of
say
that,
something about that.
That's enough of that corner, that segment of our pod. I'm done tasting the rainbow.
I'm not.
I saw something interesting, man. And I mean, I don't know if it would ever work here, but I thought it was interesting. Prisoners in Brazil can get time reductions. It's been a while since I took this. Can get time cuts for reading and doing book reports.
So they don't get tickets, they just get time off. They should get a pizza day.
No. Prisoners in Brazil can reduce their sentence by 4 days for every book they read and write a review about. In Brazil, prisoners can reduce their sentence by 4 days for each book they read and write a review about, up to 12 books per year. A maximum of 48 days off annually. So they can take
4 days a month.
Yeah, they can take 48 days off of their sentence yearly.
So 48 days a year, so it's gonna take a lot of years to get.
I mean, depending on what your time your time
You only read
is.
12 books, only 4 books a month.
Yeah, the reviews are checked by a committee to make sure the inmate actually read and understood the book. Yeah, so some motherfuckers can't just do no quick shit.
But ain't they prisons different anyway?
They are.
Don't
That's
they
why
they can have like wives and shit living with them in prison. It's like a whole fucking city in prison.
Yeah.
And like some of them though, but if you poor in that motherfucker, you poor.
You fucked up.
You gotta sleep in between the walls. I was just watching one.
You fucked up.
You literally gotta sleep in between the walls, and it's all the way in the back, and it's hot back there. Don't no circulation.
Yeah. Some of them prisons is fucked up because it's like you said, it's not like evenly treated for everybody. It's like what you can afford to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Get the Gringo with what's my nigga from Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson?
Yeah.
You ever seen that?
I'm trying to let's get him to the Greek with Jonah Hill.
Get the Gringo is where he ends up in prison down in Mexico.
Oh well, no, I haven't seen
And it's like he ends up in prison down in Mexico on something. He was doing something down there he had a business doing. But he ends up in a prison like that where it's like a city.
Yeah.
But he's down there with nothing and nobody, so he's poor as hell.
He's trying to hustle it all day.
Yeah, and he's trying to just hustle and make a way. But like you said, this motherfucker's in there with their whole families.
Yeah.
This motherfuckers, and the families can come and go.
Yeah, they can come and go as they please. It's like a mall to them.
Yeah. but that movie, like the depiction of the niggas, I don't know if you ever watched like Locked Up Abroad.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of that shit. So like that depiction in Get the Gringo is a real depiction of how them prisons are down there, and it's crazy because some of them niggas was down there living like kings, and then other ones was
living good in the motherfucker. Like they got a mansion in there. And
yeah.
Shit. Like who wants to leave prison? Like I can just keep doing evil shit and just stay here. For real,
man.
You ain't getting no repercussions. Really, you just can't leave out of the main gate.
Yeah.
And it's a big mother. It's like a fucking community.
Well, if you watch this though.
It's different.
No, some niggas wouldn't mind staying there, but a lot of other niggas want to go. Because I mean, it's like anywhere else. You trying to survive and you ain't got nothing, so you working for the motherfuckers that do. So you in there working for niggas who ain't paying you nothing, doing all these crazy ass jobs and all this shit all day.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
You better pick up a book and read it. Get you a couple of days off a month. That's fucking crazy.
48 days a year.
That. That's cool though. I tell you who niggas that ain't gonna do it. It's called vapes and weed.
As I hit my vape.
Alleged drunk driver found with 2,000 vape pens and 26 pounds of marijuana.
God damn, he was getting to it.
Yeah, this happened here in Bartholomew County. It says 2 reported drug dealers were arrested on Easter for neglect and possession of paraphernalia after being found with thousands of vape pens as well as dozens of pounds of marijuana. Trevor Kennedy and Justice Goodwin were arrested for the following: neglect of a dependent and of maintaining a common nuisance, dealing marijuana, possession of paraphernalia. Kennedy was also arrested for endangerment and operating a vehicle while intoxicated. It says officers with Dade County, they were alerted at approximately 7:03 p.m. while working on an Operation Pullover when they noticed a car at the intersection of North Indianapolis Road and Carl Mintz Drive driving their vehicle erratically. So the vehicle, they alerted the vehicle to pull over and saw one baby and a toddler in the car.
No.
During the stop, law enforcement noticed the smell of drugs and that the driver, Kennedy, was showing signs of impairment.
It's loaded, baby.
Yep. It says this is what they found in the car. It says 2,000 THC vape pens.
Jesus Christ.
1 pound of THC wax, $4,700, and 16 pounds of marijuana.
Oh, they was tripping.
Where did 26 pounds come from? Anyway, for 16 pounds of marijuana. It says upon conduction a search warrant at their home in the 4,000 block of North 150 West, police also found in addition, there we go, 10 pounds of marijuana, a firearm, and more THC products. The children were sent to the Department of Child Services, as they should. This is an active investigation, and it is pretty sure it's updated by now, but I just thought that was
Man, I never understood niggas that, being a street nigga most of my life, that ain't the first time I've heard of shit like that happening.
Right.
But it always baffles me, bro. Like, I know It ain't no secret what I used to do. So I know when I used to go get
Materials.
restock my facility,
Right.
bro, I'm on my best behavior.
Should be.
We not doing that shit drunk.
We're not taking no kids.
We not taking no kids. We not turning up the music in the car. We not. Nigga, I barely even smoke cigarettes. We not running no red lights. We not speeding. We not. Bro, we on our best behavior until I get this shit.
Until the mission is over.
Man, I remember I had a nigga once upon a time. Loved a nigga to death, and he's fine now to this day. Changed his life around. You living a good life now. But nigga, I remember once upon a time, this nigga was so zooted, he fell asleep at the light.
Oh.
Nigga, when the cops woke Buddy up, the nigga had like 16,000 cash on him and like 8 or 9 bows. Yeah. And he was like 3 lights away from the crib.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah. I remember when he got out, I was like, bro, I'm happy you out. But here come these jokes. He was like, nigga, no, yeah. Here they come. Get ready, nigga. You can get as mad as you want, but I gotta get these jokes off.
That's crazy.
I got on his ass too. Did you follow any of the draft day nonsense?
Other than one you can't really get away from. You just said his name.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm glad that somebody else said his name because I was saying it all the way wrong.
Shador.
I wasn't even saying that. I was saying Shedeur.
Yeah, Shador and Shiloh.
Okay, Shiloh's cool, but I ain't never heard of nobody named Shedeur.
Shador Sanders.
What does it mean?
Who the fuck knows?
Sound like you just took a ghetto thing.
Well, you know, Deion's his daddy, man. Must be the money.
It must be the mama.
Probably.
The mama named him that shit.
I know they was trying to teach that uppity nigga a lesson. That's what they was trying to do.
Hard R.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wish I could have gave it 2 R's, maybe 3. You learn you around here, boy.
So what's really going on with it? Because I don't pay attention.
All right, so he was, he's Deion Sanders' son.
Right.
He went to Colorado.
I'm about to say, didn't he play for Colorado too?
So Deion Sanders is his coach. The number 1 pick, number 2 pick, which was Travis Hunter, was the receiver on that team. Shiloh's the one that threw this nigga the ball.
Oh.
Like, all of the receivers got drafted in the first round. Shiloh was projected to go first round.
So hold up, both his sons play for the same college?
Yes.
Okay, I'm lost.
Shiloh was projected. Well, he brought him there when he got hired there because they was at different colleges, and he brought him. And Shiloh's record is great, and from what I understand, maybe in a tougher draft class, he might not have been a first round draft. Mm-hmm. Maybe a high second round draft in a tougher class, but in this class, he's a first round draft pick.
Right.
Many teams needed quarterbacks. Many teams drafted quarterbacks with way less talent than him above him. And what they're kind of alluding to, and what we all noticed, is they're trying to teach them uppity niggas a lesson. Like,
what, nepotism?
Well, no, like Deion told certain teams he wasn't going to them. And
hold on. His daddy told other NFL teams that his son. Oh, okay. And I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Well, like the NFL is a good old boy system.
Yeah.
So like Deion know the teams.
He's been in there. And
that's gonna do you wrong. So he's like, nigga, you're not going to them. And he made it very clear to them niggas, you're not about to put my boy in no weird ass crazy contract because we don't need your money. We don't need your money. So you gonna get my boy, he's gonna play great, and y'all gonna do good business.
Right.
Now, this is the thing where I'm saying that they are trying to teach that nigga a lesson. Archie Manning, Eli and Peyton's daddy did the same thing.
Right.
I know this league. I've been in this league for a long time. You know, he's head nigga with the Saints.
Yeah.
Been in this league for a long time. They're not going to you, and you, but they'll go over there. But he did all the same thing. And they just considered him being a good football dad. But they, like, looking at Deion like, how dare this nigger?
Was Archie Manning your coach?
I don't know. I don't know. I know he's.
I mean, not that it matters. I'm just trying.
I know he holds a high. He used to hold a high thing in New Orleans. But I don't know. But basically, it's like they're trying to shit on. Because he didn't. They didn't draft him to the 5th round.
He did get drafted though, right?
Yeah, by the Cleveland Browns. So, but not into the 5th round, which is like
He's a
unheard
quarterback?
of. Yeah.
Are you gonna be humping the air?
I hope not. And then Shiloh went undrafted, but he ended up getting a call from Tampa Bay, from the Buccaneers, as soon as the draft was over, and they gave him a job.
That's what's up.
So they just didn't want to use a draft pick.
Why are they twins or something?
No, Shiloh's the younger brother.
I mean, I don't know.
Shiloh's the younger brother. But during this whole debacle, did you hear about the prank call?
I don't know nothing about no.
Oh, you missed this one.
Prank call from who?
So, all right, here we go. So, you know, a lot of times, if you ever pay attention to the draft and shit like that, a lot of times, like the nigga that's getting drafted, they got like 2 phones by him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is because most of the time, they go get a secondary phone that only NFL people have the number to. So if this motherfucker rings on draft day, this is that. So Shiloh, you know, everything's being recorded. So Shiloh gets a call saying that this was the head coach from I forgot what team he said he was from, and we're gonna pick you next, and blah blah blah. And Shiloh was like, "Ah man, well, it's about time, man. I'm glad you called." Then the motherfucker on the line goes, "Gonna have to wait longer than that," and hung up. So they track it down. It ended up being the 21-year-old son of the defensive coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons. And the NFL has fined the Falcons $250,000.
Yeah.
And
Privacy
the
leak.
defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich $100,000 for the leak of Shadur Sanders' phone number
Yeah.
during the NFL draft.
'Cause who else could he get that number to?
Ulbrich's son Jack got the number from his dad's iPad and used it to prank call Sanders. And the only reason they figured out who did it is because his dumbass son recorded him doing it, then posted it online.
As he should. As all these stupid motherfuckers that do shit should.
Yeah,
They want to tell on themselves so bad.
yeah.
So now you didn't cost your daddy. Well, no, he cost the team $250, and then cost his daddy $100 just for some fucking prank you wanted to do. Why did he go use a burner phone? Like you got the
It wasn't the phone. They wouldn't have known who did it. He did use a burner phone.
Oh,
They posted it.
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, because they had no clue.
See how I'm so forgetful of how they do their
Yeah.
things. Yeah, that's crazy.
But with all that being said, but I'm glad he made it to the league. I'm glad Deion Sanders got both, because shout out to Deion Sanders, because what they're not talking about, and I know it's because they want to try to humble the whole family, but Deion Sanders, the head coach for Colorado this year, got 4 receivers into the NFL and both of his sons. So he became a head coach of
That's like, well, half of the squad.
Yeah.
More than
He
half.
became a head coach of a losing team. He didn't get hired to a team that was a winner. They were losers.
Yeah.
And then managed to get everybody. And that boy Travis Hunter or whatever is a certified star.
He brought that wildcat
Yeah.
football. That's how he looked too.
But like I said, I want to highlight. There's another nigga named Cam Ward. Cam Ward is who went number 1 in the draft. And his story is really dope, but the Shiloh Sanders thing is like overpowered everybody's stories.
Yeah.
So, 'cause like I said, like they call, like people right here called it the real American dream. The best story in the draft is, and nobody's talking about, is Cam Ward. Cam Ward was a 0-star prospect from Columbia, Texas, where they ran a triple option offense. His only scholarship was to Incarmeta Word in San Antonio. He then got there, transferred to Washington State, and then transferred to Miami and went to become the number 1 draft pick by the Titans. When they literally had the talent but was nowhere where anybody could see it, and clawed and clawed and clawed until he could get eyes on him and became the number 1 draft pick.
That was it.
So, man, shout out to him, man, for...
Sound like can't get right.
Yeah.
Claude and they had to...
the baseball player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to be his manager.
Yeah. So, yeah,
we
shout out to
manage
him,
what y'all
man.
gonna do? We can take him to the Negro League.
Shout out to him.
Y'all prisoners.
Oh, damn, I covered 2 stories in one, didn't I? The prank call. I covered 3 stories. Look at
Okay.
that. Look at me being fire.
I got lynched Brit. So it's a British man lynched by mob who hauled him out of a police station and burnt him alive after he was arrested in Ecuador.
What did he do?
Yeah, I don't know. It says a man has been burned to death by an angry mob after
That's
he was
really
arrested.
harsh, and you know how I feel about Brits. So I'll hold off on my excitement, and because they didn't have a justified reason, I don't want to be championing it.
It says a man has been burned to death by an angry mob after he was arrested in Ecuador. The furious group lynched the man, understood to be British, after
Furious
storming.
Mob sound like an old rap group.
That time. After they lynched the man after storming the police station where he was being held. So he went to the police station. He was taken into custody by the locals after being suspected of shooting another person dead. But after just a few hours of being detained, locals are said to have forced their way into the building and set the man on fire in front of the cops. The horrific killing happened in Bueno Wildlife Reserve in Ecuador's Amazon region. It's a tourist spot. It's a major Ecuadorian, whatever, that's something else. It says officers decided not to intervene to defend the man from the mob.
Just let him have it.
Says a local TV station reported in the early hours of Sunday, April 20th, in the parish of Playas de Cubana, at the closure of an event that took place for the anniversary of something, because I'm not trying to pronounce that. It says the incident occurred where, as a result, 2 people died. Those 2 people were those people were community members from the area and another person of British nationality who died due to the severity of his burns. The Ecuadorian man killed was named locally as Rodrigo Chavez. Oh, he's a Chavez. That's why they shit. It was not immediately clear if anyone had been arrested after the horrific lynching.
Jesus Christ.
It says it comes after a Brit was found dead in Spain. Okay. It comes after a Brit was found dead in Spain in suspicious circumstances. Heartbroken mom Sandra Adams believed her son Brett Dryden, 35, was killed after he was found with a 4-inch gash to his head. Cops say Brett died of natural causes despite pleas from Sandra to investigate the case further to reveal that what she believes may be the truth. And grieving Sandra, who returned to the spot where her son's body was discovered this week, now claims the case could be a major police cover-up. Says Brett, 35, had lived in the small town. Who gives a fuck? The father was one of... who cares?
Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah, it says cops arrived at the scene and found the Brett lying dead in a pool of his own blood on the dusty ground.
Oh, no.
Charred.
Burnt his ass up. Was that it for him?
Yeah, that's it for that. That took a left turn and shit. I wasn't about to read all that bullshit.
Sorry, I understand. That's why I hit you with the yada, yada, yada. You know, I get it. You get to read, you be like, man, fuck all this. You know who Jack Doherty is. He's a YouTuber. He He's the little hoe ass little white boy that be running around, like bumping into motherfuckers.
He got this big ass nigga behind him. Yes, that's who he is. Yeah.
I can't stand him.
I can't stand that shit.
Well, let's give a united ha 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 to his bitch ass.
What happened?
Jack Doherty was robbed of $300,000 worth of jewelry in L.A. yesterday, despite his security guard.
Fuck his security.
Yep.
Hoe ass security.
Jack Doherty. Well, yeah, he was robbed in L.A. right on the strip too. Them niggas ran up on him, put that thing on the security guard, told him to sit your bitch ass right here.
And he better.
Held up. Look, they took Buddy out his shirt, chest and shit all red for them whooping his ass.
Bravo. He needed it.
He did. He really did.
He needed it.
So.
And I used to watch a little bit of his content till he started doing that shit.
He started doing that shit because he used to be alright.
Cause I'm like, how the fuck you gonna walk around bumping into motherfuckers and expect nobody not to say nothing because you got this big ass security? Yeah. Nigga, you gonna hit the haywire motherfucker. Yeah. And he gonna be like, fuck you and security.
Yep. I got a prayers and it's a quick hit. It was a prayers, but still prayers, but it's a follow up too that makes me feel better.
Right.
You know who Gilbert Arenas is? Basketball player, Gil's Arena and all that. His son, Elijah Arenas, is a 5-star prospect. Like he's going to the league.
Okay.
Well, he got into a car accident not that long ago in one of them dumbass Cybertrucks, and ended up in it caught fire, and they ended up having to put him into a medically induced coma because of the amount of smoke inhalation that happened during the car accident. So that was 5-star prospect, USC, Elijah, 5-star prospect and USC commit. He's already committed to USC. Elijah Arenas was involved in a serious car accident crash early Thursday morning and hospitalized and placed into an induced coma. Sources tell Arenas, 18 years old, is the son of former NBA star Gilbert Arenas. And then luckily there was a follow-up. Elijah Arenas reportedly released from the hospital after being placed in medically induced coma following the crash. This is a quote from his mother. "We are grateful to share that Elijah has been released from the hospital and is now resting comfortably under close watch while his journey to full recovery is just beginning. We appreciate all the prayers and love, but he seems to be doing well."
That's what's up.
Yeah, because it was a...
Could have been more worse than that.
Well, you know, for a second there, it sounds crazy just reading it that quick because of how quick I did it, but, you know, we ain't recorded for the last 2 weeks. So it was like a week in between that first story and that update.
I see what you're saying.
So that was like pins and needles. Like, I hope this boy ain't... Because, you know, Gilbert Arenas' son, Carmelo Anthony's son, and somebody else's son are like good. They're gonna go to the league, and so I've been keeping an eye on them because you know them the niggas I grew up on. So to watch their sons get ready to come to the league is pretty dope.
Speaking, and you just reminded me of it because we ain't talked in a minute. Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah.
Not the basketball player.
The nigga that stabbed the buddy with the motherfucking track spike.
Yep.
Yeah.
And everybody tried to say it was what?
A knife.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
What's going on with this bullshit of where we got to take shit from bullies?
You know what it is.
And not defend ourselves.
You know what it is. Because the more and more that story came out, I'm glad you brought it up because I forgot to.
You just when you said Carmelo Anthony, I was thinking like when I first heard it, I'm like, what did this nigga do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I seen it and I was like, oh, he just happens to have the same name.
Yeah, because it's spelled with a K. And that's what I forgot. I was watching one thing, and Buddy was like, "Man, I woke up and saw that, man. I got my C's and my K's mixed up." I was about to say, "Man, what the fuck is Mello on?"
Yeah, that's what I was like.
But yeah, man, and the more and more that comes out about that shit, man, Buddy just was defending himself.
That's how he was doing. You know, they try to make it. Oh, well, shouldn't have been over there. No, the coach invited him in because it was raining.
Listen, bro. You know my last ex-wife and. Ran track growing up. My son ran track. My youngest daughter ran track. And my second oldest ran cross country. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you've ever been to track events.
Yeah.
Especially them big ones. Bro, it's an all day thing. Schools set up tents. Parents set up tents.
Yeah.
Everybody
Bring food if you got it, or
Yeah.
go and get food.
That's what I'm about to say. Like,
because you got different events, and they want them to be at maximum energy.
So like, okay, so like it's different. Like when like when the school just versus the school, you know, it's just those two schools.
Yeah, it's gonna be over with quick.
But no, it's still a long time. But it's not as many people because it's just two schools. But my last ex-wife used to coach. Well, she still does. I don't know what you call it. You know, like basketball got like AAU teams. Mm-hmm. Imagine the AAU team for track.
Yeah.
So it's I know.
You don't make it for the school, you go somewhere else.
Yeah, she got one. So she got a collective of different kids from different schools, and they run for her in the summer. And depending on how much they win, sometimes they got to go out of town and run. But the first time that she did, the first one that I went to, because my son was running in it, my youngest daughter was running in it. It was at big school out in Geist.
I don't know what's out there.
Southeastern, or no, one of the, I don't know. Big school out in Geist, but that's where they had it. So, when I say it was 60 different teams, kids ranging from 5, 6 years old up to 17, 18 years old. And nigga, we had, for her team, we had like a big tent, chairs, snacks, coolers, and her operation was on a budget. It was some shit out there where motherfuckers been doing this for a long time and got real money.
Right.
2, 3, 4 tents. Kids is going over there because when you're doing this AAU type situation, kids know each other from school. Kids are friends. Kids are. Yeah. We running with different teams, but we were just in school Monday.
Same environment.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's so being in that. Me personally being in that environment, I know for a fact he wasn't somewhere he wasn't supposed to be.
Right.
Motherfuckers be all over the place in there.
But then even for a coach to invite you in.
Yeah.
Which says that there was no type of prejudice or concern from their coach. You know what I mean?
Because like I seen my ex-wife.
But then what happened though?
They tried to bully him and tell him they tried to do the same thing.
The same two dudes?
The brothers. They tried to do the same thing all white folks do when they see black people having a good time. They tried to police where he was at and what he should be doing. And they tried to bully him up out of there. And from what I understand, the two brothers have a history of being bullies. They're jocks. They're the quintessential the jock you see on TV, the bully.
Hey, Buffy.
Yeah.
Get away from my girlfriend.
Yeah. And I guess they ran up on him with that bullshit, and they got to trying to tussle. They got to trying to jump on him, and he ended up poking Buddy to death, and Buddy died in his brother's arms. And they tried to paint Carmelo like a thug that was there with a knife, and all he had was a tool to tighten cleats up, which everybody there got.
Yeah,
I got one in the back room. I told you my kids ran track, and it was on hand at the track meets.
Oh, that's crazy. But it seemed like, I don't know, I wasn't there, but it seemed like a coach and an adult would have been there to prevent that. They should have been like, look, he's part of another team. It's raining. He's in here. Get away from him.
But like, was it raining?
I think so. That was the reason he was brought into the tent.
Okay. I'm about to say,
or was it either it was raining or he was trying to they were giving him something to drink.
Probably giving him something to drink because like what I was about to say is, so like being in that environment, when you're like the coach and you got different kids running different races and different ages and a lot of times the coach isn't present in that tent like that. And now, if it's a bigger thing, you got assistant coaches and people
like
that.
chaperones and shit, you know.
But like I know that one the particular one that I'm talking about, me and one of the other kids' moms kind of managed under the tent because my ex-wife was coaching.
Right.
So if we had something that wasn't my job, so it was a few times I left and did other stuff. So when I did that, nigga, wasn't nobody watching underneath that tent. But it's kind of one of those unwritten rules where you just nobody out here is on no bullshit. I know the ones that I've been to, but them niggas was. And they really trying to
Now,
paint
hold
that
on.
young man out to be like some criminal, and that's dead ass wrong.
And they was from two different schools, so how did they only had track and field run-ins? Or how was they running into each other before?
I don't know.
'Cause that's just weird to me.
I don't know.
Because they said they had several run-ins with, him and,
Yeah.
and I guess the older brother.
Yeah, I don't know. They might have. But man, when you I don't know how big their town is.
Yeah, I don't remember where
But
it was either.
but when you got to think about like here, niggas from Broad Ripple and Arlington fought all the time at baseball games, football games, basketball
them niggas,
games.
it'd be a Broad Ripple game or an Arlington game.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
That makes a lot of sense though.
but because they played each other often. So I don't know if this was a situation where these
Right.
niggas competed against each other often.
I'll tell you what just disappeared. That girl hitting that girl with that baton
It went smooth away.
and trying to be the victim for hitting somebody.
Yeah, story went away, didn't it?
Shit, he probably got sued with her ass off. Nobody wasn't about to hear that shit.
Yeah.
And the punk ass NAACP gonna try to jump in and make her look like a victim. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
I
That's
wasn't
why
going.
we ain't getting nowhere now.
I wasn't going for that one.
No, nobody was.
And they knew he wasn't. That's why that's why it didn't gain no traction. They knew we wasn't going for that one. But yeah, I don't. But prayers to all them involved too. Quick shout out, man. It's nostalgia purposes, man, for me and you and everybody watching this in our age demographic. Today is the anniversary, the 21-year anniversary of the release of the Motorola flip phone, the Razor.
Oh, I never got one.
You never got one?
Nope, not a razor.
Oh, brother, I had
I had
so
a
many
Motorola,
razors.
but I didn't have no razor.
I had so many razors.
That's the little thin ones, right?
This one,
Yeah, I didn't never want one of them.
I had so many of them. I had them and the Razor too. 21 years ago today, the Motorola flip phone was released. The Razor's 4-year run, because it came out like right before smartphones hit.
Yeah.
Over the Razor's 4-year run, it sold more than 130 million units, becoming the best-selling clamshell, which is
Closing.
clamshell cell phone in the world to date. It was released in 2004. Just some nostalgia. I had so many,
Shit, how much was they back then? Like 300, 400?
$300-$400.
Which was a lot of money back then.
A whole lot of money.
Especially if they wanted you to pay it all up front.
Yeah, oh yeah, and that's how I always did my shit. I never did the
Oh, built into your plan?
yeah, because they fuck you on that shit.
Yeah, they fuck you all the way over.
Yeah, they hit you in the butt. They Fleece Johnson you. They hit you with that Fleece Johnson.
Well,
That
at
just-
least he give you a warning first.
I want you.
And I like it.
And I
It's
like
the
you.
easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
That's fucked up when still your cheeks is in the fucking danger zone. And you got a nice way to do it or a hard way to do it. That's fucked up, right? Like, how do you get away with that?
These are
Like, how
only
come
options.
did nobody kill that nigga?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all wanted to get the cheeks up and walk around holding his pocket inside.
Yeah, he might have been a little bit more scary than he told. Like he might have.
I bet it was a group of them.
That's what I'm saying.
It must have had to be a group.
That's what I'm
of 'em.
saying. It wasn't just a.
It wasn't just him.
Yeah.
Cause they was probably going around doing some Adabisi shit,
Yeah.
showcasing.
Yeah. Buddy Bill Gates trying to get us up out of here, man. He on his mission to replace everybody. Bill Gates says AI will replace doctors and teachers within the next 10 years.
I ain't with it.
Me either.
But
Bill Gates believes AI will replace doctors and teachers in the next 10 years. He says, quote unquote, humans will not be needed for most things.
fuck all that shit.
Yeah. He's on a mission.
Especially like if they try to do it for law enforcement.
Yeah.
Nigga, you know how many dead robots is gonna be?
That's what I'm saying. I'll fuck a robot up.
Me too. Just because it's a robot.
I know we catching up on everything. Or have you been paying any attention to this Shannon Sharp debacle?
About him messing with little white girls and telling he gonna choke the shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's only about as much as I paid attention to because he looks like he'll do that.
Yeah.
He looks like that type of brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I'm saying? When you can see it in his face when Cat Williams said something to him. He said, "You better slow down." He's like,
Yeah.
okay. Not me.
And they're saying that
Not me.
they're saying that Cat was privy to some of this information coming down the pipeline, and that's why he said that to him then. That was like a specific, hey, you should stop. But it seems like to me, man, I know, I don't, I hate to call people liars when they doing shit, and I hope that, justice to everything involved if anybody was really done wrong. But from all the text messages and all the things that's coming out, it seems like they was into some super freaky shit, and at some point in time it stopped. And
No, she stopped.
yeah, and now it's
He kept going.
What? No. They released all that shit. She was with all that shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Okay.
they was into like some bondage type
She
shit.
sounded scared. That's why I was saying.
Yeah, and I think he was like talking crazy to her at that point in time. But nigga, the text message, I want you to put a collar on me and choke me while you blah blah blah. Like she's with the shits. But now it seems like
See, that's why you can't play certain
money
games.
grab shit. Yeah,
That's why you can't play certain games
Yeah.
when you're rich.
yeah, yes. And that is the lesson. If he did do something wrong, I hope he gets whatever comes to him. But if this is just a money grab, this is why you got to be more diligent with your.
What's Ocho Cinco saying about it?
He ain't really saying too much about it.
Understood. I mean, that's his homie.
I know he was on the cusp of getting like $100 million contract. That shit in there out the window. ESPN just released a thing saying that he will be off for the next few weeks while they get this under wraps, but he's not coming back.
He's off. Off of what?
He was on ESPN commentating.
Oh,
and
I
shit.
didn't know
Yeah.
that. I just always see his.
Club Shay Shay
Club
and,
Shay Shay and
what's the one with him and Chad?
Yeah.
After Dark.
After Dark, yeah.
But he commentates on ESPN too.
I didn't know that because I don't really see that channel no more. So.
It's them all on YouTube and shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But if I don't follow like ESPN and shit like that, I'll never see they shit. The algorithms are set up to where they just show you the repetitive shit that you've been watching.
Now my problem with it is though he did offer that girl $10 million to be quiet, and that
She should have took it, but she probably wanted more.
yeah, she sold for 50.
Oh, she wants 5 times more.
Yeah, so
Hey, give me 10 million. I'm quiet. I'm quiet. I'll make my money somewhere else. Until wild ass Shannon Sharp stories that nobody believes.
quick hits. Quick hits. Jalen Hurts did not go meet the president after they won the Super Bowl, and you'll usually go meet the president afterwards.
Oh, I don't know.
Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He
He
didn't
denied going to meet him, and said it real nice. He said that he had scheduling conflicts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley went, who was the running back for the Eagles, and everybody's calling him Uncle Tom.
Oh well. He's just the president.
Yeah.
I mean, if he went to go meet Biden, would he be a pedophile?
Well, that's what dude said. He said, man, I ain't really worried about. That's what Saquon said. He said, man, I ain't really worried about who the president is. I just respect the office. Like I go meet.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what a lot of these adult children need to realize. If you lost, you lost. Move on with your life. But this is what happens when everybody gives out participation trophies.
Yeah.
I voted, so my vote counted, so I got something to say. No, you don't have shit to say no more.
Not no more.
Motherfucker, you. I don't give a fuck what you think you done did. You ain't got shit to say. It's already happened. It's over. Live with it for 4 years like we had to live with Biden for 4 years. I mean, you wanted Kamala, whatever you want to fucking call her. Shit, fuck that bitch. She was kind of stupid. She shouldn't have led her motherfucking shit with twerking. And I'm mad because I tuned into the twerking and it was nothing but tasteful twerks.
Yeah.
It wasn't even no bad twerking.
No, it was tasteful twerking.
But they made it seem like they was showing all type of booty hairs and stuff.
Well,
while
of course
they was
they did.
The news. Oh, I thought you said who?
No, of course they did.
Yeah, the news.
You don't remember when Michelle was a whore because she had her arms out?
Michelle who?
Obama.
I never liked her.
I love Michelle Obama.
You seen her lately?
No.
Like a fucking alien.
Well, she was never cute.
I mean, she's like an alien.
Yeah,
She had no body. She's got like her fingers are elongated and wrinkled up.
She
Her
she
face
had
is wrinkled
ass.
up. She ain't got no ass no more.
For real?
I forgot what the fuck I just seen her on, but she didn't have no ass.
She didn't got Michelle had ass.
Her legs is gone and everything.
Damn, yeah, because
she left the office.
Remember, she was wearing like sleeveless dresses.
That must have been a pad.
No. Michelle had ass. Don't get twisted. Michelle had ass. I don't know what happened to the ass.
See?
Michelle had real ass, but she was wearing like.
She did I'm gonna get you sucked.
That was like a big deal
Boom,
with on like Fox News and shit. She was wearing like sleeveless blouses, and they was calling her like a whore for having her arms out.
That's because she's black.
That's what I'm saying. So when Kamala had Meg Thee Stallion doing a little butt jiggle, they acted like she threw her pussy on the TV screen.
But then she threw Cardi B in our face.
Yeah, well, Cardi B threw herself in the face.
No type of political intelligence at all.
Well, granted.
And she let her speak.
Well, because she was capitalizing on momentum Cardi already had. And Cardi Cardi B got a crazy following, and she has been weighing in on political shit before the Harris
administration. Nah, she was, but not like that. I wouldn't have picked her to talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't have picked her to talk either.
Entertain, yes. Talk, no.
They were just trying to go with the pop culture.
She let Megan Thee Stallion talk. She let her twerk.
Well, that's because she was, I'm not saying anything that shit was alright, but that's why they had her there, because she had like amassed a following. Like it's like
and she code switched.
They was putting her on
she code switched like a motherfucker.
Which one?
Kamala.
Oh yeah, they was putting her
Kamala.
Yeah, they was putting Cardi on CNN and all that shit.
Yeah,
before
they was.
So it was like
remember
a thing.
She was on the pandemic.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was like a thing that was already happening. So she just capitalized on
But one thing I will say, if they knew that Biden wasn't going to run again, they should have gave that whole year to Kamala.
That's the real problem.
Now, because she didn't have enough to push her, and then
that was my real
to debate and all that.
That was my real problem. She didn't have time.
Didn't have enough time. No time at all.
Yeah.
She had 4 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
To throw together a presidential run.
Election, debate,
run.
Campaign. Yeah.
Campaign, yeah. Like you said, he should have opted out a long time ago.
He should have opted out as soon as he got in office.
They threw her.
What I want to do is.
What did they say? They threw her the ball with 0.5 seconds left on the shot clock.
And she put it up any way she could.
Yeah. We can have problems with how she did it and all that. But I'm pretty sure if she'd have had the time,
a whole year,
she'd have ran that shit different.
She had from November to November, she'd have been all right.
She'd have ran that shit different. She might have still lost, but she'd have ran that shit different.
Her numbers would have came in way different.
Yep.
I mean, she ain't no Tiffany Henry who lost by a big ass landslide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A meager 12% of the vote.
This has been making its rounds again on social media. I want to ask you your opinion on it.
What's that?
The 100 men versus a gorilla debate. Silverback.
But we don't ever have any. My problem with that thing is, what are the 100 men allowed to use? Like, what is the rules of engagement with this gorilla?
Bare hands. Same thing the gorilla got.
Just bare hands.
No weapons, no.
Well, the first 10 niggas is gonna have to get 8. Like, they gonna get bit and shit, and then like the other 50 niggas is gonna have to have motherfuckers on arms and legs, and hope for the best. You can't use no ropes.
Nope.
Yeah,
bare hands.
So a gorilla could probably hold down 10 motherfuckers.
They say that the gorilla has the strength of 10 average men.
That's what I'm saying. The first 10 motherfuckers, they got to go. They're going to get bit. They're going to get
This
punched.
is my problem with it. Once the gorilla realizes exactly, because I think the first few would catch the gorilla off guard. He wouldn't know what the fuck is. But once he realizes,
unless they challenged him,
and once they realize all these motherfuckers is on this,
yeah, because the gorillas really ain't on that. They're more protective.
Yeah, once they realize that everybody's on this, I think more than the first 10 gonna get fucked up, because I don't think he's gonna be taking the time to like really try to fuck nobody singularly up. He's gonna be.
Yeah, but they coming in to whoop his ass though, so he's gonna have to match energy.
I think it'll get matched pretty quick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The first 10 motherfuckers is gone. They getting bit, they getting pummeled, they getting stomped. And then everybody else has to mad rush in. That's what I'm saying. They have to mad rush because that gorilla's gonna fuck everybody up.
But see, I'm of the opinion that I think that nigga fuck 100 average niggas up. If you look at the math on the average person in the United States, I look at it because of like gym shit.
Huh.
Like 3% of the nation can bench 225 pounds. So we not talking about 100 NFL athletes.
No,
we talking about
regular motherfuckers.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Niggas that can't run a block.
I'm still
niggas that can't.
The first 10 motherfuckers got to go. They distraction. They are distraction to the gorilla.
I think it's more like 30.
What, 30 people?
Yeah.
I think after the first 10, it'd be a little bit tired.
I don't think so. Even if it is.
And I'm talking about all that as a collective group, not no one, no.
Yeah.
Not no one-on-one.
This ain't no fucking kung fu movie. Ain't nobody sitting around waiting their turn. Niggas is.
That's why I said.
That's my problem with kung fu movies. Niggas be in the back waiting on their turn to get kicked in the face. Nigga, no.
And then you go your whole life thinking that fight's supposed to be like that. Like, I hit you, then I duck, then I hit you again, then you get me, and then, no, it's
this
not
is my
like
problem with that. We also talking about.
See, I think we're talking about the wrong primate, too.
Which one you want to talk about?
They should have did an orangutan.
Them niggas is fucking nuts.
They should have did one orangutan versus 100 motherfuckers.
Everybody's dead.
I think that, yeah.
Orangutans are fucking fried.
And what was Bubbles?
I think he was a chimp. He was a chimpanzee.
Yeah, chimpanzee. They'll fuck you up.
They'll fuck you up too. Orangutans are fucking nuts.
So orangutan.
But yeah, orangutan, nigga, an orangutan. But then my thing is, I also throw this in. You're not talking about 100 robots. What these average ass pussy ass niggas gonna do when they see the nigga in front of them get his arm ripped off?
Keep going, because they ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
You put them in the pit, it's gonna be like Squid Game.
Or run to the back and hope the other 93 niggas win.
Yeah.
So
hope you ate the first 10.
Man, I think that silverback fucked them niggas up, man.
I think he's gonna fuck a lot of them up, but if they grab the arms and legs, all you gotta do is twist the head.
I don't think they can get it.
I don't think he can lift up more than, like, if you put 30-30, that's 60.
But you'd have to manage to get 30. Have you ever been jumped?
Only in the karate class, but no. Like, not really, but, I understand where you're going with it. Because you got feet and hands coming from all directions.
Well, this is the thing. As a nigga that's been jumped, getting jumped by 2-3 niggas is way worse than getting jumped by 10 niggas. Because when you get jumped by 10 niggas, they spend most of the time actually hitting each other.
Yeah.
Trying to get to you. I don't think 30 average niggas can get the plan together in that split moment of time to grab a nigga's arm.
I think they're going to do it.
I ain't got no faith in them. I've seen niggas fight, and a lot of niggas can't even fight other niggas.
If you just said 10-20 motherfuckers, yeah, but 100 motherfuckers should be able to do one gorilla.
But it's the same. But
that's why I asked the rules too, because nobody was ever specifying the rules.
Well, it's the same process as how many 8-year-olds do you think it would take to whoop your ass?
Shit, that could be about 4 or 5.
8-year-olds?
If they some good kicking 8-year-olds and bad in the motherfucking shit. You got some badass 8-year-olds out there, jump off of shit.
I'll beat 58-year-olds to death.
you say that. When the motherfuckers catch you good, it's over. You're going to be getting jumped by the niggas.
Well, let's say, all right, so hold on.
They came out the picture.
They said that, so let's do the math on this. They said the gorilla got the strength
of
10 men. So that would put it more like 5 or 6-year-olds to the average grown man. Because the average grown man can't bench 225 pounds. So we talking about the that'd be the equivalent of like the grown man having the strength for like 10, 5 or 6 year olds. How many 5 or 6 year olds do you think it would take to take you down?
Okay, now we gotta go get the mentally unstable kids.
Well, no, well, maybe, yeah.
So they can fight this grown motherfucker.
They the only ones that can do it.
Now, he might be able to get 2 of them. Now, I mean, if he coming in with some haymakers, of course he gonna knock them out, but...
And then you gotta take into accountability, I don't know if most motherfuckers possess the viciousness that gorilla is willing to unleash. They don't, with no aspect for human life.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, I know we got like a fight or flight thing, but does that like...
Once a motherfucker snaps and goes bonkers?
Yeah, but we need everybody to snap and go bonkers at one time.
Shit, the gorilla gonna go bonkers before anybody
I know.
starting people.
And then we got to... And motherfuckers get into the fight or flight mode. So how many motherfuckers is in fight and how many motherfuckers is in flight?
The niggas in the back is in flight. They hoping that niggas in the fight is gonna win.
So they ain't no help.
No, they ain't gonna. No, they gonna do one of these.
Yeah, go get him. go get him. Go get him.
Attaboy.
Go get him. Niggas gonna be trying to get a participation trophy in the
They
win.
are. Just for being there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be niggas outside the gate watching, talking about, yeah, I was there, man. I was gonna go, but I seen that they had it.
Yeah.
That gorilla wasn't gonna do nothing.
I tell you what, I'm of the belief that the gorilla fuck everybody up, but I'm also under the understanding that I'll never find out. So it's just one of those things for a good conversation.
You ever watch
piece.
those what are they called? Epic something battles? Not the rap battles. They actually, it's like a simulation, and they'll put like stormtroopers versus like RoboCop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I watched a few of them.
They need to do that with the gorilla and 100 people.
I also watched what's my man's name? I don't know why I'm forgetting his name right now. He's a British fuck and I fucking hate him, but he's also but I love him too, man. It's really a mind confusing for me. It's he holds the deadlift world record. You know,
Mark
deadlift.
Henry?
No. It's a white dude. He's British. He holds a deadlift world record. He deadlifted almost like 1,200 pounds.
And then threw up afterwards.
Yeah, his eyes got to bleeding, and
because the person before him, their eyes down there popped.
it was him. He beat his own record.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's on record saying that Eddie Hall, he picked up 1,150 pounds.
Ain't he part of the big man challenges?
Yes,
Okay, I thought
him
so.
and Brian Shaw, and yeah. So okay,
And like Magnus and shit.
yes. So yeah, Eddie Hall. You know they be having. Remember we laughed and joked that one time about they had that the one guy, one like average dude face like 2 or 3 female UFC fighters, and he just exercised every domestic violence technique he
He was
had.
kind of chunky too.
And just
wasn't he?
beat the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eddie Hall fought, and Eddie Hall's not a fighter; he's a powerlifter. Eddie Hall fought 3 lightweight professional UFC fighters and beat the monkey shit out of them 3 people with all their technique, all their grappling, all their experience. He just hit them a lot harder than they could manage to do.
How long was they fighting?
They fought around. They fought 3 or 4 minutes.
That was it.
Yeah.
All right, I can see him doing that.
They didn't come.
If they'd have wore him out, they'd have got him.
Well, they didn't come back for another one. He knocked 2 of them out in the
That's what I'm
first
saying.
round.
If they would have wore him out
Yeah.
within the time and kept fucking with him, they would have got him. But a big motherfucker like that, yeah, you gotta give a motherfucker like 3 minutes. But nah, like after that, he's done.
Yeah.
He would have been done after that if he couldn't have made no connections, no punches.
They tried to come from different angles. They had a strategy. Man, he grabbed one of them niggas and cleaned his shit. He fell. He reached over, grabbed the other nigga around and did a bunch of shit to the bell rung, and then he didn't want to come back out without the other 2.
That's just like the what it be Spider-Man versus
That
Batman.
Spider-Man versus Batman was fucking hilarious, nigga. He beat
whooping everybody ass.
Batman beat the shit. It was
No,
Batman.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man beat the shit of Batman and Robin. They dragged Robin off the stage, out the ring.
He kind of come in with that kick. He grabbed it and like.
Oh man.
Is that Bone Crusher? Yeah, it is Bone Crusher.
I think so.
It's Atlanta.
And that was yeah, because that's my man. That's Big Boy.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
It's break time, bro.
Let's take that break there.
It's break time. That's all the currents. Is that all your currents?
That's all my currents.
All right, it's break time. Well, we needed that break.
Yes, sir.
These old joints. These old, I can't even say knees, hips. I can't even specify. It's just joints.
Everything.
These old joints.
We in Florida, man, at this point.
Back with the Floridas.
So, I got two. You said you got one.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
I'll go between yours.
My first one is called Hard Offer. It says, Florida man arrested after offering deputies hard seltzer during miles-long car chase.
That's liquor, sir.
Okay, it says a Florida man was arrested after offering a Highlands County deputy a hard seltzer during a vehicle pursuit on Saturday.
See, you thirsty, man?
It says, deputies say that just before 3 p.m., Miami native Richard Christopher Smith, 39, offered them a Kettle One vodka spritz as he drove past them. The Spring Lake Market had reported Smith for stealing several items, including alcoholic beverages, and walking out.
He said, y'all want one of these?
Deputies say Smith was seen circling the store in a black minivan as they were en route to the store. Once they found him, Smith allegedly sped off, leading to a mile-long car chase that ended in the parking lot of a business at the Sebring Airport. During the pursuit, deputies say Smith held the drink outside his window, telling them, "I was just going to give you a drink. That's it." It says, if offering a deputy a drink during a car chase doesn't add to the lure of Florida man stories, what deputies say Smith did next will certainly will. Deputies say Smith tried ramming two patrol vehicles as they flattened all four of his tires with spike strips.
He was on pure bullshit.
Deputy body cam footage then shows Smith calmly getting out of his car as he puffed a cigarette before getting tased. Lit him up for real. After being lifted off the ground by deputies, Smith then asked him, "You guys had fun though, right?"
Yeah, we all had a good time.
They say Smith's bond was set for $120,000 after being charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer, battery on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of resisting arrest, DUI, refusal to submit to a DUI test, and petty theft. Smith's blood alcohol content level was unknown at the time, as is why he was in Highlands County on Saturday. So they don't know why he was there, but he tried to offer some. He was stealing and offering officers hard alcohol.
And he tried to ram a couple officers
after they chased him.
Jesus Christ! All right, is it my go?
Yes, sir.
Florida man walks in on wife having sex with her 15-year-old stepson.
I saw that one. That was like the main news.
Yeah. A Florida nurse was allegedly caught having sex with her stepson when her husband, the boy's father, walked in on them. It's like a plot off a bad porn movie.
That's what I was about to say.
Yep.
Not like they should have got paid.
According to the affidavit, Alexis Von Gates is facing charges for allegedly seducing her husband's 15-year-old son last year. Last July, per the documents, the 35-year-old took advantage of the fact her husband worked late hours as a lineman to prey on the teen. This is a quote. His father worked late hours as a lineman. The child victim was hanging out with his stepmother while she was taking care of his younger siblings. Around 11 p.m., the two of them began relaxing on the couch, hitting a THC cartridge vape together while playing the video game. Several hours later, they decided to watch a movie. The movie got a little boring though, and they decided to talk about other things. It was at this point, per the documents, to have Yates is said to have told the boy she was horny and came on to him. Per the legal docs, she allegedly said, "I wish you were 18 because you're not old enough," and revealed she had not had sex in 2 weeks because she was on her period.
Yeah, she couldn't wait for daddy to get home.
And she didn't want that daddy meat.
Could have went in her room and played with her dildo.
She didn't want that daddy meat.
I'm sure she had one.
Miss Yates told the victim that she was. Miss Yates allowed the victim to kiss her on the neck and pulled down her shorts and underwear to her ankles. They then engaged in oral sex and intercourse without protection, per the docs. Then that's when shit hit the fan. The boy's father got home unexpectedly and caught them in the act. They were both reportedly naked on the couch by that point, and Alexa's husband walked in just in time to hear his wife telling the teen he looked like his father when he was younger. The 15-year-old was so scared or embarrassed to be caught by his father that he ran from the home, leaving Yates behind. Later on, the father allegedly drove to his grandparents' house while drinking a beer, saying he ruined his life. Such an awful situation for his poor boy.
She ruined his life, or he ruined
the boy ruined his life.
What?
Yeah, he blamed it on him. Later investigations revealed Yates had been flirting with the teen for weeks leading up to the incident. He recounted to the police an incident where they were leaving the gym, and she said, "I bet everyone thought you were my little boy toy." She also accused of putting whipped cream on her tongue to entice the teen.
How old is she?
She's 35. Saying, hold on. Why did I got so many screenshots of the same thing? I was tripping. Saying that if that wasn't enough, she allegedly called the video. I got it all mixed up. Oh. Okay. After she got out, she allegedly called the victim and indicated to tell him she wished they could have continued having sex without being interrupted by her husband. To make matters worse, the father didn't even call the poor teen. Oh man. Oh, okay. She didn't get locked up. He just kicked her out.
Okay.
So she was calling the teen, still trying to get some more action. And finally, a family member intervened and called the police because the teen was like distraught.
Yeah, he's traumatized now.
He traumatized because his dad.
He did it to his stepmom.
Yeah. Yates was arrested in November. Yeah, it took a while because it happened in July. Yates was arrested in November on charges of felony lewd and lascivious battery with the victim ages 12 to 16. She pled not guilty. The Florida Department of Health has also confirmed that they revoked her nursing license on an emergency order Friday morning, which she had her license since 2016. As of right now, arrest records show that Yates has posted bond back in November, but is currently awaiting trial.
They ain't gonna do nothing to her.
Nah.
That boy ain't gonna press charges. Best coochie he had in his life.
Yep.
First coochie, best coochie.
Yep.
And what makes it even worse, it was his dad's.
Yeah.
His dad had it, and she didn't want to give it to the dad. At least she waited 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They was black?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I just seen that picture right there.
No, it's a different picture.
Florida man. This one is a good one. This is called Clean Guy. South Florida man picks up thousands of pounds of trash to help keep parks clean. Says the South Florida man is working hard to keep our beaches and parks clean. Over the last 8 years, he's picked up more than 30,000 pounds of trash on his own.
Good job, buddy.
She says, obviously, I love the mangroves. I spend a lot of time here. The hardwood hammocks, the Everglades, the back dunes. Environmentalist Andrew Otazo said. He said in spending his time outdoors, he realized how much garbage was lining our coastlines. Frustration that every time I would come into this environment, I would see more and more trash and nothing was being done about it. So he did something about it. He started picking it up in his free time. He says that the more time he spent working in these ecosystems, the more he fell in love with his mission. He says, I actually oddly get very excited when I see a very big piece of trash because it's like a challenge to take it out. Amidst all the trash, he said there have been some wild finds. There was a quinceañera dress. That's weird. There's a VR headset.
That's expensive.
He's found a 220-pound tractor trailer tire that he picked up. Okay. That's not good finds. That sounds like pervert finds. He said while he has no plans to stopping the garbage from winding up here is the real goal. The only way that this is ever going to change is if we stop the trash. This trash flow at its source. Otherwise, I'm going to be out here for the rest of my life, and every high tide will just bring more trash. He said.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good picker upper.
Yeah, man, good job, buddy.
He should start a non-profit. And then he can really make some money.
Yeah, I think that's what non-profits do. Make coin, baby.
So they got to pay themselves.
I know it. That's it for the Florida, right?
Yeah, that's it for Florida.
It's time for a little melanated, man. I got a couple for y'all.
All right, because I ain't got none.
I got a couple. The first one goes to Meg Thee Stallion for spreading her money out outside of the industry.
Oh, she did now.
She is opening her very own Popeyes chicken joint
Okay.
in Florida. Meg Thee Stallion is opening her own Popeyes location this summer in Miami, Florida. She bought into the franchise.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why Florida. This doesn't make sense to me, but okay.
Yeah, it's probably profitable there. That's how you start. Because, Rick Ross on 35 fucking...
I mean, he's from Florida, ain't he?
Yeah, but he owns, 85 Wingstops? He owns one here.
Yeah. South Emerson.
Mm-hmm.
I go to that one. They got the best service.
Nigga, Shaq owns 185 Five Guys.
How many Papa John's does he own?
11.
Just 11?
11.
You know that was started here?
Yeah.
Papa John's?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people don't know it started in Indiana.
He owns 185 Five Guys.
Well, I wish he would get all 185 of them to get some different fucking cheeses. Some fucking American cheese. Nobody gonna pay $15 for a burger and American fucking cheese. I got to have a select list of cheeses that I can put on my burger.
Okay, all right. Calm down.
No, I can't. Fuck that. I only went there once. And that's how mad I am about it.
Five Guys are all right. It ain't nothing that I do all the time.
They all right. It's just like I said. If they had a different selection of cheeses other than American, I'd be there.
But it's not really up to him. It's kind of like
what's the name has it? What's that shit called? The chicken place everybody go to is real fast.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A got different cheeses. They know.
But
and they close on Sunday too. I could work there.
The second one goes to
all Chick-fil-A. Sundays is off.
Yeah. Because it's a God-fearing store. Second goes to Outkast and Salt and Pepper. They're being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year.
That's what's up. About time.
2025. Outkast and Salt and Pepper inducted into 2005 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Hip hop legends finally take their place among musical greatness. Outkast and Salt and Pepper are officially part of 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class, making a major moment for hip hop. The Atlanta duo. Fuck it. I'll read off all these shit just because they're great. The Atlanta duo, made up of Andre 3000 and Big Boy, have been eligible since 2018. They first hit the scene in 1993 with Players Ball and quickly built a career They broke every boundary in hip hop. Albums like AT Aliens, Aquemini, and Stankonia show just how far the rap duo could stretch, blend funk and soul and rock without losing their southern roots. Their double album, Speakerbox and The Love Below, went diamond, and Hey Ya became a worldwide hit with 6 Grammys and over 20 million records sold. Outkast's impact is still felt today. This year was the first time being nominated, and they made it in on the first try.
No art of storytelling?
Well, yeah, they just named off a few, like the real
No, I'm
big
just
ones.
saying, I just wonder why they didn't name that specific
I
album.
don't know.
God, because it shook.
Salt and Pepper have been eligible even longer, since 2011. Their 1986 debut, Hot, Cold, and Vicious, made them the first female rap group to go platinum. To read the rest of they're the first female rap group to go platinum, and the Brat is the first female solo rapper to go platinum.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
I thought somebody would have beat the Brat to it.
Nope. She's funkified. So,
That was the song.
that's the first female. The Brat's the first female rapper to go platinum, and
Damn.
Salt and Pepper's the first female rap group.
That's what's it.
Yeah, so that was just dope that they're getting into the Hall of Fame.
Did she got a street in her name?
Who, the Brat?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Why not?
She ain't did shit else.
She's first female.
Yeah, yada yada yada.
They gave Queen Latifah a street.
Because
No,
dope.
no. They gave her and Missy Elliott was
Missy Elliott is dope too.
they was putting the same Hall of Fame together or something like that. Hip Hop Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and
That's what it
Missy.
was. Missy does have a street in her name though.
Yeah, well, it's because Missy's very dope.
Oh, it's time for them fecals. How many you got?
I got two.
I got 2 as well. The first I'm gonna do is eyeball out for you.
Okay, I'm listening.
That's still funny. I don't even know how this title is. It says, hanging down his face, man rips out stranger's eyeball after victim asks, how are you doing, while
Jesus
walking past
Christ.
him. An Arizona man is facing felony aggravated assault charges for an unprovoked attack he allegedly unleashed on a stranger, with cops saying he grabbed an individual from behind and completely removed their eyeball from the eye socket
Lord.
after the victim walked by and asked the suspect, how are you doing?
Good Jesus.
The victim stated that during this incident, he was in fear for his life and safety, believing that Daniel could have killed him. We don't even know who Daniel is yet. But police allege in court documents obtained by local blah, 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 which outlined the charges against Daniel Lanks, 39, who was accused of carrying out the attack on Monday, April 14th near 48th Street and Broadway Road. That's right, it happened in Arizona. I think so. Yeah, Arizona. The attack was completely unprovoked, and he did not threaten Daniel, challenge him, and did not have any form of weapons to be perceived as a threat. Lanks allegedly pummeled the victim with punches to his face after removing
Closed fist distraction blows.
his eyeball, causing a fractured
He
jaw.
beat him after he took his eye out?
Yeah, the
Jesus Christ.
victim stated this loss of the use of his right eye and fractured jaw will forever impact his quality of life.
Yes, it will.
And is unsure if he will be able to work again or perform many basic life functions, like fucking.
Like, well,
It
Jesus.
didn't say that.
All right.
Lanks was allegedly
I
stopped.
don't even know how to fuck.
Lanks was allegedly near. He had a broke job too, so he can't eat no coochie. Lanks was allegedly near a stop at the
stick his
intersection
tongue
of
out,
Broadway
bro.
and 48th Street when the victim crossed his path early Monday morning around 1 a.m. Well, that's why you got your eye taken out. It's 1 a.m. He says, "How are you doing?" You don't ask nobody that shit at 1 a.m.
Nope.
He probably thought you was gay. Or something.
Yeah, he thought you was hitting on him.
So how are you doing? The victim allegedly asked him. Police say Lanks responded by telling the man he whoop his ass
I'll whoop your ass.
as the victim, especially at 1 a.m, as the individual walked away from him. It says, post Miranda Daniel told detectives to shut the fuck up and that he did not understand his rights. Per the court documents, Lanks was booked on felony aggravated assault charges. He had been released from custody on his own recognizance just 1 week prior to the alleged attack for a separate arrest in charge of aggravated assault and organized retail theft for a prior incident that allegedly occurred in March. Langston is being held on $500,000. Being held on a $500,000 for the April 14th attack. I'm just reading it how it is,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Okay. Is that it for that one?
That's it for that one.
All right. Disgraced Republican politician Jordan Jessup sentenced for graping his daughter during her 21st birthday trip.
Damn.
Yeah. John Jessup, a Republican politician from Indiana, well, there you have it, who was elected to local office despite disturbing allegations, has been sentenced to 6 to 15 years in prison after admitting to sexually assaulting his daughter during her 21st birthday celebration in Las Vegas.
Damn.
Oh, this is right around the corner. The former Hancock County Commissioner took his daughter, Rachel Kessling, to Heron, Las Vegas in January 2024 for what was supposed to be a milestone birthday trip. Instead, prosecutors say Jessup pushed her to drink excessively, giving her multiple Long Island iced teas despite her protest, and later assaulted her after she passed out in their hotel room. Court records revealed that Jessup had taken his daughter gambling and drinking throughout the night. After a visit to a strip club, Kessling became so intoxicated she needed to be wheeled back to their hotel room. It was there she fell unconscious and woke up to find Jessup assaulting her. He stopped only when she stirred awake. As a part of the plea agreement, Jessup pled guilty to attempted essay and will now have to serve at least 6 years behind bars. He is also barred from contacting his daughter or other family members and must register as a sex offender.
What type of shit is that?
The nigga took his 21-year-old daughter
All that loose tail in Vegas.
and this nigga took it from his baby.
Nasty work. All that loose
Extremely
tail
nasty
in
work.
Vegas, it comes up to you.
And says, hey,
They're friendly with it.
you want some of this tail?
Yeah. I mean, I don't say it like that.
I
But,
know.
you know, shit. He went and got his daughter drunk
Yeah.
for her. Man,
And took it.
he needs to be hung by his balls and
Yeah.
dick chopped off.
He needs all that.
That's gross. I got some more horrible shit. This is the deadly stepdaddy.
Oh, Lord.
It says the victim's skin came off. Stepdad dragged 10-year-old into the kitchen, burned her hand on stove for pushing her brother. There's a 42-year-old stepfather in Florida was arrested this week after he allegedly punished his 10-year-old stepdaughter by forcing her hand onto a hot stove so that on a hot stove that was so hot, authorities said that they could see the impression of the burner coil on her skin.
Jesus Christ.
Gregory Almany was taken into custody on Monday and charged with one count of aggravated child abuse causing great bodily harm. The victim's mother, 36-year-old Melanie, I can't pronounce this, Meline Adeklat, they must be from somewhere else, was arrested after authorities say she was found. After authorities say she found out what Almany did to her daughter and did not report the abuse. She was charged with one count of child neglect causing great bodily harm, as well as an additional count of aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer for allegedly pushing and punching police when they tried to place her under arrest. It says according to the report, the incident occurred on a Saturday, April 12th, this year at the family's home in the unincorporated area of Biscayne Gardens. The victim was at the house with Almany and her brother while the mother was at work. reportedly became irate with the victim and decided to punish her in the allegedly torturous manner because she pushed her brother. That's when Albany allegedly grabbed the child by the arm, dragged her into the kitchen, and then placed her hand on the top of the oven.
Jesus Christ.
Burning her hand, causing injuries. Says the affidavit noted that the victim's skin came off where she was burned, adding that it left a burn mark of the coil on her hand. After the victim screamed in pain, she grabbed Omni's cell phone, ran to her bedroom, and called her mother to tell what happened. But despite learning about the abuse her daughter suffered at the hands of him, she did nothing. It was not until the victim reportedly went to school on Monday. Damn. So she had to wait 2 days.
Yeah.
When a teacher spotted her hand and the police called, and that the police were called. Almy and their mother were taken into custody and transported to the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office for questioning, though authorities said neither provided any useful information. Almy reportedly refused to speak to investigators, while the mother simply denied any allegations levied against her. The mother and Almy were both transported and processed at the Turner Guilford Knight Correctional Center. The mother was released after posting a $1,500 bond. Almy was released after posting a $7,500 bond. Both were scheduled to report in court again on May 14th. Sad shit, man.
Sad shit. All right. Retired Baltimore cop sentenced to life for sexually assaulting children at his ex-wife's daycare.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're supposed to protect and serve.
Yeah, and he's black. A retired Baltimore police officer has been sentenced to life in prison for sexually assaulting children at his former wife's daycare, Little Kids Castle, located in Owning Mills, Maryland. James Wims was found guilty in November 2024 on multiple charges, including rape, essay of a minor, and showing obscene material to a minor. The abuse took place while Wims worked as a driver for the daycare, which was owned and operated by his then-wife, Shateria Young. One of the victims, who was 10 years old at the time, told her family that Mr. James had shown her pornographic material, revealed that explicit content was later found on the girl's tablet, and Williams admitted to watching pornographic watching porn while transporting children, but denied ever exposing to them. Prosecutors originally charged Williams with abusing at least 3 children. Following the guilty verdict, they stated they would consider additional charges after sentencing. Young, who was convicted of shooting Williams... Oh, all right, baby girl. His wife shot him. Young, who was convicted of shooting Wims after learning about the abuse, testified against him during the trial. She had previously been sentenced to 4 years in prison, while the jury was not informed about the reason for the shooting.
What?
I don't think they knew at the time.
But she knew, right?
Yeah. Young recalled how distraught she was when she learned of the allegations, and yeah, so he just got life.
And when she found out, guess what? She did the right thing.
Yep, and they're working on getting her time reduced. So shout out to you, baby girl.
They need to go ahead and take her out and pay her a couple million.
Yeah.
For false imprisonment.
Yeah, so shout out to you, baby girl, because that's exactly what was supposed to happen.
That's her husband, right?
That was her husband.
And that was her business, right?
Yep.
So yeah, she had every right to shoot that.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yep.
We need to look at some of these laws.
Yeah.
If you out here fucking up, somebody needs to be able to hold you accountable, and that was his wife. So,
She held that nigga accountable.
cause some of these motherfuckers be in on it, like the one cop with
Yeah.
his wife that was jacking off in the cookies.
Man.
Yeah, nasty shit. Serving them to the kids at school, wondering why they got a lot of spunk in them. Cause they really got spunk in them.
Oh my lord.
Shit.
We're done. What we naming this one, brother?
I don't know, man.
Spunky Brewster.
That won't get it. That'll get us banned.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kanye and his cousin.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or Ye and his cousin.
Let's do Kanye.
Kanye.
Yeah. Kanye and his cousin.
Oh man. That's crazy. Crazy work. Well, that's another week, y'all.
188.
I'm saying we will see y'all on the next one. Ain't nobody sick. It's getting better.
Yeah, the weather's straight. Niggas will
We're
be
getting
alright.
bigger. We're getting better.
We should be just fine next week. So
You know what I'm saying? The tariffs ain't coming down, so
they whooping Temu and Sheen's ass.
yeah. I know it.
Yeah, I seen the motherfucking taxes and service charges on Temu was like $80 on an $11 order, nigga.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Won't be harder than that.
yeah.
Right to Dollar General.
Temu and Sheen is getting their ass whooped.
But shit, y'all have a good one.
Peace, peace.
God bless you and good night.
Yeah, yeah.